What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Daily Refinement. I'm just going to test the audio because I'm in a new setup. So if you guys can hear me, please let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay, and then we'll get straight into the topic, which is going to be just some different models that you can make $1,000 a week selling stuff online. Just want to confirm, welcome everybody, and I hope you guys can hear me, but I just want to check in the chat before we get started. Sounds good? Okay, let's get into it. So, I am going to do some more live shows now. And if you guys want to join in on the call, I actually do my free public mastermind call right after this, which is a Zoom call, which I'm going to post in the chat right now. So, if you download zoom.us, you can actually join that call. All you have to do is type in that number 6119 6119 It's the same number every single Monday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can join, and then basically, tonight we're going to be discussing models that work for people and models that don't work. It's kind of a continuation of this call. So if you guys want to join, please make sure you have audio. Video preferred, but if you don't have audio, that's. I'm sorry, if you don't have video, that's okay. But if you don't have video and audio, I'm going to kick you out because it takes up too much real estate on the screen. I'm trying to talk to people, get to know what's going on in your business. Okay, let's get straight into it. Thanks, guys, for joining. We're going to talk about different models today to make $1,000 a week. And I think this is a really cool topic to talk about because everyone's model is different. And I think in order to be successful in reselling, honestly, you need to look at how people do business. Reselling is much easier when you are a creator and you're dynamic and you're an engineer looking for different ways to make money. If you are just following what works, it's very difficult to try and make it work because you're as a follower, by the time you get there, the trend is probably over. So you need to be a little bit more innovative and try to create something that's a little bit stronger. I am going to take Q&A as we go throughout this. So if you guys have any questions or input, just go ahead and throw in there. Starco is asking about, they're saying I should create a Discord server. I have a Discord server. So if you want to join that, it's $10 for life. I usually don't push that, but lots of people are chatting about photographs, listing methods, whatever you guys want to put in there, you can. So my Discord group is available. It's $10 for life. I was going to make it free, but there are some people that free just attracts a lot of trolls. And believe it or not, trolls won't pay $10 to join a group. But let's get straight into it. Okay. So the first model, which is not sustainable, is 200 items that are $5 profit that are all one-off items. That's too hard. So I don't want people to try and scale that. I see that sometimes when I look at your store, you have an item that's really a $5 profit that you've priced at a $15 or $20 profit, and it never sells. That item would only sell if you lower the price to where it's below the market, or there's got to be some reason that it will sell. And usually it's because it's priced too high. So if you have lots of items that are not selling, usually it's because the price is too high, or you're not presenting the product accurately. It's like the item is not desirable. And a sale happens when the value exceeds the price. You have to remember that. The sale happens when the value exceeds the price. If you're not making sales, that means the value is lower than the price you are asking for the item. That's it. That's entrepreneurship in a nutshell. So most people have items in their store that are priced too high, and you'll never get past that point, and it will never result in a sale. If you guys are enjoying this type of content, please smash that like button and always comment and let me know if you guys have any questions or concerns. I answer most questions. Okay, number one, this is the most common model that I see from reviewing stores. Last year, I was doing store reviews and I had 100 people ask for a review in literally 4 days. And I was looking at people's stores. The most common model is $10 profit and thrifting. People love to go to the thrift store and try to find goods. And, as Craigslist Hunter said, Almighty Craigslist Hunter, most people do not donate items over $30. Um, what's up, sell quick, ship quick? Most people don't donate stuff over $30. That doesn't mean that you can't find stuff over $30. It's just 99% of the stuff at the thrift store is $30 or less. So if we're going by the 10 by 10, I mean, one third profit, one third expenses model, that means if you're buying it for 10 or less, and you're selling it for 30, you're going to make a $10 profit. That's the most common way people do this business. And it does take up a lot of time. Okay. It's very time consuming and it's usually not scalable. Okay. There are some people that do it, but usually not without help. And I will go into this in just a second because if you are buying liquidation or you're buying closeouts or you're starting to buy bulk from different places, when you average it all out, it's probably $10 profit per item, even though some are 50, some are 40, some are five, some are two. Lisa, yes, we were referring to $1,000 profit. So around, just for the sake of this conversation, $3,000 in revenue. Okay, so one third profit, $3,000 a week. So the most common way I see people do it is they sell 100 items a week, and they have probably that's 400 items a month. So that's a pretty big store, probably a 2,000 item store. I see this relatively common. Big stores of thrift store stuff. Basically, an online Goodwill is what these stores look like, or they look like online clearance section. See, random 3 packs of Oreos, whatever they find that is hot or just this arbitrage that's just stuff around the house. And the people's stores that look like garage sales usually fall into this category. Now, you can scale this as big as you want. I actually tried this. What's up, Cody? Cody is in Australia. We are going to visit soon. Um, but I will tell you, I tried to scale this model all the way up to 7 employees because you can buy unlimited stuff online for $10 profit, unlimited, and you can spend less than 10. It's just a lot of work because and I call it eye bleeding. You're buying all this stuff and you're working so hard to make $10. But the thing is, it doesn't continue after you sell it. And it's very stressful having a lot of employees. I had literally over $10,000 a week in bills. So I see people like more money, more problems. This is very, very challenging. If you guys are trying to work with $10,000 a week in bills, it's very stressful. Now, I do want to make a very important point. So I was talking to Cindy, Amazing Taste Store, very nice lady. I always call her when I have some questions, and I told her about like how many employees is good. Right now I have 2 full-time employees. I've been all the way up at 7, and she was like, "Well, are you happy?" And the answer is I'm always happy. I'm happy with 7 employees. I'm happy doing it by myself. I'm always happy. The thing is, the stress level was too high at 7 people. And the reason why I was still happy, I think this is really important, is because I'm still working for myself. Okay. I'm still the boss. So if I was working for somebody else, even if you're making a lot of money, sometimes it's not really fulfilling because you are working really hard making somebody else rich. And that's like the meme I put on my Instagram where the the employee walks up to the owner and is like, "That's a really nice Lamborghini." And the boss says, "If you work really hard next year, I'll buy another one." That's exactly how I feel when I'm working for other companies. So you can scale this as large as you want. And I'll tell you, almost every single giant store on eBay has scaled $10 profit. Almost every single one. Okay. In the top 100, I think there are 80 stores that have an average selling price of 20 or less. And they have employees and staff and a gigantic building and they're probably doing quite well. And some of them sell brand new stuff, which is easier. The more brand new stuff you have, the less employees it takes to reach your goal. Okay. If you're selling all pre owned stuff, like swap.com is on eBay with 1 million listings. So they have 150 people who list. Okay. That's a totally different operation. 150 people listing. They have, really fancy equipment, conveyor belts. Everything is automated. Managers, buyers, shipping managers. I mean, it's totally different, right? You can go all the way that route, but that's the most common $10 profits. Now, um, actually, I will follow up with Balta's question here. Is would you consider hiring someone to manage a 7 employee model? You can, because in order, in my opinion, if you want to sell your eBay business, you need an eBay manager and you need a buyer. No one will buy your eBay business if it doesn't have those two things. I got to shout out Brian, this guy I met who emailed me, was asking about selling his eBay business. And he asked me how much he thinks it's worth because it already does 6 figures. And I'm like, to me, it's worth zero. I would never buy your business because I can't just step into your business and run it like you. I have to go to the thrift store and list it on myself. Like that's I can just do that right now. Why would I buy your business? Just because it's already going doesn't mean I can step into your business and know what's going on. I don't think it's worth much. I would maybe buy your eBay business if you continued working there. Then you would be my employee. I would be more interested in that part. So Balta's saying, could I hire a manager to take over? Yes, you can. Um, and if you're going to do liquidation or this mass model, then I think that that person needs equity. So they need a part ownership in the company, or they're not going to care. So did I consider hiring someone? No, I'm not, because I don't want to do liquidation. Don't want to do liquidation. That's why, Balt, I'm not going that route, because that's not the model I want. So I need to also let you guys know that all the models we're talking about right now, you can do all of them with replenishable items, with online arbitrage, or consignment. Okay, those are the three models. It doesn't matter. You can do any level of this: consignment, online arbitrage, or replenishable items. You could sell only $1 million items. And what I would do is I would sell supercars. If I was going to try to have a $1 million ASP, I would find out where all the supercars are. There's a lot. And I would say, let me sell your Bugatti on eBay for you. We'll put it up for 1.6 million. And when it sells, I want 50 grand. That's a very reasonable for me doing all the work of finding the buyer for you. And that's reasonable for that type of purchase, right? You can do that on consignment without owning the Bugatti. Okay, so lack of money shouldn't stop you from picking one of these models. You can also do consignment on a really small level and just sell something for a family member or your friend. They have a watch that's, worth 200 bucks. You sell for them and they give you, I mean, hopefully at least 10%, at least 20 bucks. But you can see the consignment works with any model with no money. Online arbitrage works. You can just sit at home and buy stuff. I'm going to be doing some videos where I just literally try to buy stuff for a profit for 8 straight hours. um, Akram, I actually need you to restate your question because I didn't see this. Oh, Fat Dog Trading. I actually don't. The Discord group is not free. It costs $10. So the link is in the. I'll put it in the description below after this video is over. But it's in the description link of all my other videos. The Discord group is $10 for life. It's not recurring. So sign up for it and then cancel on Patreon unless you guys want to support this YouTube channel. So $10 a month is what I ask if you guys want to keep this going, because it is time consuming to come up with this content. Um, let's see. Yeah, Akram, I need you to repeat your question. So the next model is $20 profits. So in order to make $1,000 you need 50 $20 items. This is the most common model that I see with more veteran, seasoned resellers. So they can go into a thrift store, and of 30,000 things in the store, they can pick things that are $20 profit or higher. Okay, so that's requires more experience, more knowledge, more relationship building, because sometimes those items are hidden. They're being saved for other people. Sometimes they have a special case that has more expensive items in it, and you need to be able to negotiate with them to get the price down to a reasonable amount so that you can earn at least $20 profit. That's literally half as much work as listing $110 items. 50 $20 items, though, requires some skill because, as I said before, 99% of stuff in the thrift store is under $30. Okay, so that means there's a very small fraction of stuff that's actually worth more than that. And you have to be able to find it and get it at the right price. So that's a very, very challenging. So Akram is asking about how do you find suppliers and how to get past MC011 eBay restriction. Usually, if you get that restriction, it is a death sentence. You can't sell anymore. You have to use like those stealth accounts or like whatever underground eBay stuff. If you get that restriction, it's usually because you're a drop shipper and eBay does not want your business. It's usually what happens. So you are a drop shipper. They probably flagged your account for having a couple of dings either from trademark restriction or etc. That's very difficult to overcome. I would try maybe purchasing somebody else's account, or maybe making the case that you're only going to sell physical goods, but eBay is cracking down on drop shipping. They don't want it on the platform, and if you get in trouble a few times, they are not going to let you back on the platform. It's very hard to undo that. I'm just going to be honest. So there's no easy way to get around a suspension. But there are shady ways to do it, but I don't recommend that. In fact, one of the things that's nice about the thrifting model is your chances of being restricted are almost zero. Okay, because um, people are not trying to I mean, brands don't really care as much about their pre-owned goods, and you're not selling like 800 of the same thing. You have one Hugo Boss sweater, so Hugo Boss is not going to waste time shutting you down and removing that listing. But if you have 800 Brita water filters, Brita might have one of their legal interns flag your account, and you might get the suspension, and you might be screwed. So, what's up, Justin? I think it's Tiff and Hugo out there. What's up, Pommy? So let's get now into the third model, which is 25 $40 profits. Okay, this is very, very, very different. If you want to know what this model looks like, it's mostly shopping. Okay, but mostly window shopping. Okay, you're being very selective. I'll give you an example today. I went into Burlington to look for cleats, to look for high-end shoes, look for rare kicks. I probably found 10 $20 pairs of shoes that I just passed on because I don't have the space to hold $20 profit shoes is not exactly what I'm looking for if the sell-through rate's not high enough. So it matches my profit goal, excuse me, my profit goal of $15 or more, but it doesn't match my sell-through goal, which is very important because just because something is profitable doesn't mean you buy it. That sounds strange, but if it doesn't sell fast enough, I just pass on it. There was some track and field cleats that were $10 that sell for 40, and that's the margin I'm looking for. But who knows how long they're gonna take to sell? In fact, none had sold in the last 90 days. That's easy for me to pass. Okay, very easy to pass because I don't want to wait that long to get my money back. I want to wait 90 days, especially with this baby store that I have. This baby store, I love it. I'm only buying stuff I think is going to sell within 60 to 90 days at the latest, right? So depends on how you want to work your capital. So in this 25 $40 model, a lot of it is a sneaker game. If you're going to ask me what do most people sell that earns $40 profit, it's usually electronics or sneakers. If you spend the whole day at the Nike outlet, it's not possible to not find one $40 item. And that might be a better use of your time spending 12 hours at the at Nike, the Nike outlet, looking for the deal on the sale day versus thrifting if you don't know what to buy, because at least you can look up the sold with the Nike shoe. And if it doesn't sell, you can return it and you will not be out any money. And this is not really advertised by Nike, but they don't have a return policy limit. You can buy something from 5 years ago and they're probably going to let you return it. They're not going to let people like mass return millions of dollars worth of stuff. But if you have a few pairs of kicks, they will usually buy those kicks back. And so that $40 model is really important. So you guys let me know in the chat right now what your profit threshold is. For me, it's $15 within 90 days. That's my model. That's what I'm looking for with the different stores that I have. I have enough systems where that's worth it. If I was doing it myself, I would pick $20. With zero help, I would pick $20 or more because of time. You have only so much time. I would rather spend my time shopping because I prefer shopping than listing. Nate's asking about a mix of all three. You can have a mix of all three, but usually people who do well don't do everything. They're only good at a couple of these different models. Either they have staff and teams and processes, or they're really good at picking and really good at listing. What's up, Angela? Newbie, you're talking about replenishables. This is a good question. Okay. I'll give you an example. I sell a kitchen device, okay, that I'm purchasing for less than $1. And the item sells for around 16 bucks, including shipping. And I sell it every single day, okay? And I can reorder it when it sells out. Okay, so this is one of the items I'm talking about with the replenishable in the 10 by 10 by 10 model, meaning you find 10 items that sell 10 times a day for $10 profit, and it's $1,000 a day. And that's your lifetime goal. It's not your goal this year, or this month, or this week. It's your goal for your whole life. You find 10 items. This particular item, I am the only person allowed to sell it. So I haven't actually seen it pop up. I haven't seen somebody else selling it yet because The only ones I see pop up are pre-owned. The new version of it, I'm the only person that's selling it. So that's what I mean by replenishable, meaning you can reorder the item. So selling 100 items a week at $10 profit might just be one item. If you were selling coconut juice or coconut water or coconut oil, you could probably sell 100 a day, but it's not $10. It's probably $1 profit. So you could do 1,000 units a week at $1 profit too. And that's going to be something really, really high in demand with low margins, like a coconut oil. Because there's no way there's huge margins on that because there's so many people who make that. So Cody is doing $40 to $50 profit. Awesome. That's 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 the model I recommend for really seasoned people with less space and less time. You've got to put more work in on the front end. And then you won't need any listing help. You don't need a fancy anything because there's so few items in your store. You know where they all are. You probably don't even need an inventory system. If you earn $50 net on each item, that means you're saying no to almost everything. Duncan makes a great point, which is there's a time cutoff. I have the same thing. At 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I don't really work anymore because fiance comes home. She hates cell phones, so I don't really work anymore after 6 o'clock because she doesn't like it. Like today, we are going to go look at phone plans and cook dinner. Nothing to do with that. So if you create an artificial restraint, that will help you grow too. Because if you're like, oh, I want to make this much money in this amount of time, it's different than I have the whole day and then you ignore your social life, you don't take care of your health, and you end up being very miserable. And I meet a lot of resellers that are miserable actually. Some of the most miserable people I know are resellers, out of shape, don't have any goals, they don't have any restriction. They can do whatever they want whenever they want. And it ends up being, instead of the freedom they think that is, they end up being a slave to like the grind. Like they can't get out of it because they don't get enough done in a day. They're not productive enough. So yes, they have control of their whole schedule, but they're not productive enough to get out of the race. They're just constantly on the reseller hamster wheel. Go find stuff, come home, list it. And they don't have a plan or they're not organized. So they end up doing it for 5, 10, 15 years and they don't get any better. They're at the same places where they started. McDonald's the millionaire. What's up? How many hours do you think you should spend studying comps? It depends on what you're trying to do. So for me, I like home goods the most. Home goods sell for great money. There's really low returns because you don't need to try it on. So for example, this lamp right here, right? We went to West Elm. It's a furniture store to do research on household items. So this lamp at West Elm is $350, right? We need to start looking at some different venues that sell it. And this same lamp sells for $88 on Amazon Prime, right? 88 bucks for this thing. So we started looking at it. We can actually manufacture one of these for like I would say about $30. The only thing that's kind of fuzzy about it is the base is really large and really fragile and really heavy because it's an overarching lamp, right? So the base is really heavy to compensate for the design of the lamp. So you could reverse engineer that. If I was doing that, McDonald's the millionaire, I would be doing a lot of research in the comps, probably a month. I would look at that and see how many of them sell on Amazon, Walmart, eBay to get an idea of how much money do I want to invest in this. If 100 of these lamps sell every day, okay, I'm going to try to get 10% of that market by having the best lamp at the best price, best design, most durable, best warranty, then you might be able to take some of that market share. I also see people who enter the lamp market with a lamp that's more expensive, not as good of a warranty, costs more. How are you supposed to get into the market if you're not competitive? So, very important to go to like understand how long you should spend in the comps. If you are looking through items one by one, then don't spend too much time in the comps because you need time to go through as many items as possible. You think thrifting is a good stepping stone? Agreed. Thrifting is really good because you're not putting up a lot of money to get started. Reselling of your second job. Yeah, if you guys want to know like the secret of reselling as a job, it's just buying the same thing. That's the secret. Okay. The secret that you guys have been waiting for is that you just sell the same thing over and over again. If you are really good at selling, this is a Robert Graham shirt. If you're good at selling Robert Graham, you can go to the Robert Graham outlet and you already know which styles to buy. You already know what sizes sell the best. When you go thrifting and you find it, you already know if that pattern will sell or not. The secret is selling the same thing over and over again, not selling more and more and more categories. The people who do that never get further. They become like, I think it's fun to be an expert in a bunch of categories, but it doesn't really scale. Um, Yeah, Tiff and Hugo, they're putting out content on how to stay healthy. And I'm going to come down to LA and visit them and make content how to be healthy. And it's going to be extremely unpopular. And I'm okay with that because, like, I figured out how to grow YouTube. If you guys haven't noticed, please smash the like button. But I'm sure you guys have noticed that my YouTube channel is different now. Okay. Because 3 weeks ago, I watched a channel with a guy that makes $200,000 a month on YouTube. And I was like, what is that? How do you even do that? So I was looking at how he organizes his channel and I get it now. I finally understand. The way that you scale YouTube is you make the most useful content you can for people you don't know. Okay? That's the secret. Make the most useful content you can for people that don't know you. I have been making content for my audience and for myself, but now I want to take YouTube seriously. I want to scale this to at least, I don't know exactly the income goal, but I'd like to have 100,000 subscribers. So I'm now going to focus on making the most useful content I can for people I don't know. So if you guys are new to this channel, my name is Chris and I earn a full-time living selling physical products on the internet. And this channel is tips and tricks and ideas to help you build your online business. That's the point of this channel. And now that I know that, that's how it starts to grow. And if I wanted to really make money on YouTube, which I'm planning on doing that, but it won't be in this niche. That's why my Skillshare course is free because I asked people on Instagram what they could afford for a course. Believe this or not, I asked 30,000 people on Instagram what they can afford for a course, and when I average it out, it's $9. Like we're talking about people who can earn 100 grand a year net selling junk. They can only afford a $9 course. That means this niche is full of people with a scarcity mindset. People who think that the world is out to get them and there's too much competition and complaining and there's no way to make money in this. That's what people who are willing to invest $9, that's those people. Okay. Now, if you were to ask real estate agents, how much would you pay to learn how to do your real estate business better? I bet it's like $1,000. Oh, I would pay $1,000 if you were able to have me figure out how to get more clients or sell another piece of real estate. It's probably worth $1,000 to me. I spent $6,000 talking to just to talk to some millionaire people to figure out what they talk about. Do you guys want to know what they talk about? I spent $500 a month for a whole year to talk to millionaires. People who, I'm sorry, not millionaires, people who make 1 million in a year. So multimillionaire people that earn $1 million or more a year. I interviewed and got in, even though I'm only a six-figure earner. And for the record, I was voted the most useful person in that group, even though I made not even 10% of the average person in the group. So what they talk about is employees. That's it. Everyone in that group had 50 employees or more. That's how you earn $1 million or more normally. Okay. I mean, there are YouTubers and people that earn $1 million a year, but honestly, the people who earn $1 million a year or more on YouTube have teams. Okay. They have teams. Logan Paul, Jake Paul, there's a whole room of people making their YouTube channel really popular. They're not able to vlog 24/7 and edit it and put it all and come up with all the ideas on their own. That's impossible. So looking at the reseller market, if you're trying to make money selling stuff to people, the resellers would be the wrong people. um, that Skillshare course that I put that can literally transform your entire business, just understanding how macros work, meaning like you can do things one time and then a computer will do it for you a second time. It didn't even cost money. It was free. All I have to do is sign up for Skillshare, take the course, and cancel it. I still get the referral fee and you get the course. Only 118 people did that out of 30,000 people on my YouTube channel. That's how unwilling the people in this niche are to investing into their own growth. 118 out of 30,000 people took a free course. That's embarrassing. So like I like about, I would say, under 100 resellers that I have met in person out of thousands of people. Don't meet very many that don't think really really small. Chris, I just want to get by. That's not a good mindset. I just want to get by. It means you're going to struggle. If you're like, I want to figure out the mechanics of building a solid business, that person doesn't struggle because they know, like, they don't set it up to just get by. They set it up so it works mathematically. So now I want to get into another model. This one is $50 or more. This is a little bit different than 40. The reason why I put it in is usually the categories change. If you want to sell $50 plus profit items, you start learning limited edition niches. That's where this starts to come from. There has to be some kind of scarcity in the item in order to understand the scarcity is what causes items to have this kind of profit margin. Okay, so let me give you guys an example. My photographer, he is a portrait photographer, and he is really, really, really lazy. So he likes to charge $350 an hour or more. Okay, so what he does is nobody wants to pay $350 more to take their picture. It's like not a very, like most professional photographers are in the 50 to 150 range. So what his service is when he advertises it online is I will take a professional screenshot ready to send to a director photograph for $350 an hour, but you will get it in the same day. I will come take your picture, go home and edit it and send you the 10 best ones in this within the same business day. And he has plenty of clients because there's some scarcity in that. Not very many people are willing to offer the service done in one day. So that's how he's able to charge so much. So people are saying that they're going to sign up, but they're waiting for the PC version. Great. The PC version is going to come out this Thursday. It actually is pretty clean on a PC. I will admit, I don't know how to use a PC, so it's taking a little bit longer for me to understand the commands. But it's a lot cleaner than the Mac as far as like, um, I don't know. It's just kind of more open source is the best explanation that I have. Um, the Mac ecosystem is very specific, but the PC system is very customizable. You can do a lot of stuff with it. So it's, in my opinion, it's more difficult to learn, but once you understand the mechanics, PC is probably easier. So I'll launch that PC version on Thursday. And I'm surprised how many people didn't do what a lot of business people did. Like this is the kind of mindset I think is incredible. There were people that watched my macro system that I don't know because only people that's of the 118 people that signed up, I only know a handful of them. Most of them are people I didn't know. There are people that on Thursday, they're PC users. They bought on Thursday. By today, they had already gone out, bought a MacBook, figured it out, and, and started using it today because that's how bad they want to make their business work. Versus other people, I'm sure they're not people who are in the chat. You guys are great, but there'll be some people with a PC that when I launch it on Thursday, they're just going to be like, "Oh no, I don't need to learn that." You know, it's just it's absolutely amazing. Even if you just figure out what a macro does, that literally changed my life. I started like thinking about macros for my life. Like, what can I do that will just redo it? Like as an example, in the morning, this is so silly, but I have a hot water boiler because I was tired of boiling water every single day for that system, and I like pour over coffee. So now I have a water boiler. Now, when I pour the water into the cup, I had to measure how much water was in the cup. So now I just bought a cup that's the exact amount of water that's required to make a perfect cup of coffee. I just fill up the cup, right? Then I bought the exact measuring spoon that does 2 tablespoons of coffee. That's a non-stick surface, so I don't have to clean the coffee scooper each day because I got the wrong coffee scooper. Then, so now I don't have to measure anything and the coffee is the same every day. And when I make the cup of coffee, while it's brewing, I fill up the water boiler with more water so that I never need to refill my water. I have to just point out how incredible this is. So if you guys are enjoying this content that's not related to reselling, please smash the like button. But I will tell you that I have never been happier living in 400 square feet with another person. That's just like the best thing ever. It's so easy to keep clean. So I never want to move. Like if we have a kid, I'm just going to figure out how to keep the same area. It's so easy to clean. I obviously maybe I'll get a two bedroom at the same space, but I have never had a place that's never not clean. The entire place is clean the whole day. They're so easy to clean up, having such little space. And two people with the same goals of keeping it clean. Oh man, I can't wait to like. I'm just so psyched about how easy it is to keep this place clean. I can't get over it. It's blowing my mind. Um, okay, we're gonna move on to the final model. This is 10 items that sell for $100 profit or more. Okay, this is the market that my fiance would want to play in. Okay, so she said if she was going to join the reseller game with me, which she's not, but if she was going to join, she would want to earn $100 profit or more an item. Okay, and the category that she would pick is wedding shoes. Okay, because wedding shoes, as you guys might know, are specific to an occasion, and the chances of having it returned are really low. Although you do have a small possibility of people renting your goods, meaning they buy the shoes a week before their wedding, they wear it, and then they return it afterwards. There's a little bit of risk there, but she's looking for shoes that go from 300 to $750 that we try to find for 1 to 200. So that's the model she would pick, and it requires a lot more hunting, a lot more relationship based, because we would be looking for brands like um, Jimmy Choo. What's another brand like that? Gucci, Prada. They'll show shoes that brand new shoes that have that really, really high markup, and you can sell. This is the same market as people that sell the high end of Free People, where like those $300-400 dresses. The dress game is very similar. If you guys understand how to get the really high end dresses, after the season is over, they're not worth very much, but people will still pay the premium because of how rare they are. They don't produce a ton of those dresses. So, Audrey, got to shout out Audrey Puente in New York City, Weather Lady. Um, all the different weather girls, they swap dresses because they usually don't wear the same thing on TV more than one time. It's kind of not acceptable to wear the same thing if you were on TV. So they swap dresses, and that kind of stuff is very, very, very expensive. eBay doesn't offer the ability to upload a CSV file. Yeah, they do. It is called. They have two. They have. I think it's MAP. It's like a multi-item uploader, and they also MIP. Then they also have File Exchange. The thing is, the reason why I don't use File Exchange is because I list on multiple platforms. So I list it, I have it generate three platforms at the same time. But the CSV is really good. And for me, eBay sales have been fantastic. So I could just drop Poshmark and Mercari and be fine. I'm just kind of anti only selling on one platform. That that's just me though, because I enjoy learning about other platforms. Um, like one more side note, which is I had Jack Pittman. I think you guys might know Jack. He used to run a drop shipping channel. Now he still runs a YouTube channel, but it's not about drop shipping anymore. He has brought so many new ideas to me, like Skillshare or how to look at different models. And each time I learn a different model, my eBay store gets better and better and better because I use all those skills in my same store. One of the best ways to do it, like what I'm doing in this video right now, I'm trying to expose you guys to different ways of doing this. You don't have to change what you're doing. You just hit the listen and try to get a nugget from something else somebody's doing and then apply it to your own business. That's the whole point of this. And I'm doing live videos once a week because I like this. If you guys have been following me since the beginning, since the 10K on the Bay days, I only did live videos because I was doing YouTube for fun and I didn't have that much time. Now I'm starting to get a little bit more time. I want to take YouTube more seriously. So you guys can tell in the videos, this video series, it's much more to the point. Most of my videos are only 10 minutes long instead of half an hour. And I'm trying to cram 20 good ideas into 10 minutes so you guys can listen to it while you're shipping and then go do something. That's the whole point of it. So If you, I don't know if you guys have noticed that. You can put in the chat if you like these shorter videos better. And but people do like these long videos too. So I'm just gonna do it on Monday. And if you want to join the call afterwards, you can. I'm gonna put this in the chat again. Um, the code to join, if you download the app zoom.us, you can join the call 611-979-1816. 611-979-1816. You can join the call. Just please have video and audio. I will kick you out if you don't have at least audio, because what's the point of being in a group call if you're not going to at least talk? So I don't want any creepers in there. I will post it on YouTube after. So if you want to listen to it, just listen to it after I post it on eBay. I mean, on YouTube. Oh, here we go. JT is asking about experience with vintage and antique toys. Yes. Okay. So this is my opinion on vintage and antique toys. You need to have a large supply of them because the sell-through rate's about 5%. I haven't seen very many antique collectible in any category have a higher sell-through rate than that, which means you need a massive store of antique toys because it is a smaller market than people looking for razors for their face. That's every male, not every male, most men are looking for a razor. So that's different than vintage GI Joes. You need a larger selection in order to sell those regularly. So, do I like that model? Yes. And that's kind of a retirement model, like people who never want to stop working, like myself. Um, I'm planning on being financially independent and still reselling forever. I actually never feel like I am at work because I like selling stuff. So, and I like problem solving. When I get the message of how do I get more views on my listings, I think somebody asked that. You have to figure out how to present your item better. I'm going to go back to the beginning of the call, which is the value has to exceed the price for it to sell. If you're not getting enough views, that means the value that you're offering is way too low compared to the price. Then eBay's system is going to notice that and they're going to stop presenting your item to people because they're like, nobody wants to buy the San Pellegrino for $19 when you can buy a 12 pack for $6, and they're going to stop serving your listings. If you have really low views, it's because eBay is not presenting your item. I know, Lisa. I actually feel like I failed my group. So let me just let you guys know that you know, you're doing the best you can, right? I'm doing the best I can. I used to recommend Dropbox. You get your iPhone, you get Dropbox, and you have to pay for Dropbox. So you pay the annual fee of 150 bucks, and you go home and your photos will transfer from your phone to Dropbox wirelessly. But now I realize that the setting up AirDrop is free if you have a MacBook and an iPhone, and it's instant. So now when I'm running the macro, I can literally do it real time. I don't have to wait to go back home and list it. I can list it as soon as I'm done taking the photographs. That's insane. That is insane. Um, that's interesting. So Nick's saying he finds value in both the shorter version for motivation and the longer one to listen at work. This lamp is called the overhanging. Dang, I forgot. There's two versions. If you guys want to look at what's trending right now, there's the one that's all metal, the all metal sort of brushed aluminum color, brushed aluminum or rose gold. Those are popular colors. And then there's this lampshade one. There's both of them. And then these pieces of art are Scandinavian inspired, and I paid $7 for both of them. And I really want a big piece of art right there, but I couldn't find any that I like. So right now we just have the shelf, which is like popular right now and also affordable. So later when I get a bigger piece of art, I can just interchange that. So yep. Let's see. Yvette is saying she has laryngitis. No problem. We do it every single week. That is a good point. I think it's Yvette. Um, you do want to take care of your health. Um, you want to balance 90% good, 10% ice cream. That's the way to do it. 90% greens and vegetables and protein, 10% ice cream. You will be skinny and fit and happy if you do that. Let's see. An occasional long vid. Yeah, I don't do the long vids as much anymore now, just once a week, just on Mondays. So you guys can join at 4 o'clock. I do it after this call. I continue the chat with models that work. So to give you guys an idea of how it will work, I will ask what's working for you, and then people will present. Oh, I like doing a mix of both. On some days, I go thrifting. On some days, I'm at home looking for flips. On some days, I go to the liquidation warehouse and pick up a pallet. You know? Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out the transfer for PC. I just picked up a Lenovo Yoga, pretty decent laptop. It's actually much faster than my MacBook Pro. So much faster than my MacBook Pro, but much buggier. Exactly what they say it was gonna be is like it will randomly shut off, but much faster than my MacBook. Oh, great question, guess good. So I'm gonna be doing a series of Rise and Grind Picker, Shane, really nice guy, starting tomorrow. Um, we're gonna talk about the best items to stock up on before Q4. But obviously everything Christmas related, electronics, Nintendos, start building up your credit so that you can get a really high line of credit because you could flip your credit card 4 or 5 times in November and December buying the right goods. Build up 10, 20, 30 grand of capital just from those 2 months of just flipping whatever is popular. So I'm trying to get a head start on that for you guys. But again, most of that stuff is electronics. Think about what the hottest gifts are, and you want to be able to go like that. Oh, Cody's saying go vegan. We might the thing that would make it so I could go vegan is mushrooms. Mushrooms are so good that I can replace them with meat and feel pretty good. You run 95% of your business from your phone. That's great. And I personally don't think that's a good idea because um it's much you can't automate much on your phone. And if you're transfer like for example, I can list on multiple sites at the same time. You can't do that as much on a phone. That being said, you don't really need the list on multiple sites if you're small. So if you're selling less than $30,000 a month, I'm not sure what level you are at. You can just do it with your phone. You don't need your computer. I know plenty of sellers that net 6 figures with their phone only. You want to just keep it simple. What's up, M Scott? UD. Oh yeah. Text expander is phenomenal. So text expander is basically a keyword aggregator. So you can type in Bob and it will populate Bob Marley for you. And it's the same thing as macros, and it's just the concept, guys, is what I'm trying to show. Whether you buy the course or not, which is it actually doesn't cost any money, it's free. But the idea of figuring out exactly what the steps are required to do something is really important. I wish someone had taught me that when I first started. It would have saved me a year of pain. Have I tried to sell food? No, I'm not trying to sell food right now because I don't like expiration date. I like to sell stuff that doesn't expire. That's why I like home goods. I want to sell kitchen stuff and lamps and stuff that doesn't expire. Personally, I also like clothing, so I can sell clothing here or there, but it's not like that easy because it does go out of style and it's a heavy inventory cost because you have to carry a lot of sizes usually. Lenovo's are best. Yeah, I like Lenovo. It's pretty decent. I got the Yoga. So I'm learning how to do the macro on this thing. It's really nice. This is the Lenovo Yoga. I recommend it. It was around 1,200 bucks. It's kind of expensive, but I didn't want to. Okay, I was gonna get a cheap PC. The reason I didn't is because I have a MacBook Pro, and I didn't want to like get a crappy PC and then say I don't like PC. So I wanted to give it a fair chance. I got a similar one. Um, let's see. You just take pics on your phone. Yeah, exactly. You actually don't need to use macros. I just want people to understand what macros do. I think that's more important than the macro. Because, like, let's say it takes you 5 minutes to list something, it's still going to take you 4 minutes to list it with a macro. If you're not listing a lot of items, it doesn't add up very fast. It's still better to, if you are under a $10,000 a month seller, don't use macros. I'll make it easier. Just focus on growing your store first. $10,000 is not a lot. After everything, you probably are just barely getting by, because you there's going to be stuff that you invest in your store that doesn't sell. So that's, even if it's half profit, which is unbelievable. If you do 10,000 in sales and 5,000 is profit, you're still spending money on things that don't sell. So that's eating up some of that 5,000. And then you have to have your bills, your rent, if you have a family. There's a lady that reached out to me today that has three, she's a single mom of three kids, and she's making it work reselling. That's incredible. That's so hard. I admire her. That's very challenging. What's my take on a college themed store? Um, hmm. I would say that's somewhat seasonal. If I was gonna go for a college themed store, the markup is good because people will pay more for their alma mater, or for to like go to a game. That scares me a little bit because the inventory cost seems like you'd have to carry a lot of it. That's the only thing. Oh, I could run that operating system on here. But it already runs really fast. In fact, a $300 to $400 PC is fine for macros, and a $400 MacBook Air is fine for MacBook. So, like, you don't need to spend thousands of dollars on a computer. I run my business off MacBook Airs that I paid 700 for. So, like, it's not, those aren't super powerful. Um, any way I can make my videos more loud? I could make it more loud, just by speaking more into the mic. Yeah, actually, I need to be more cognizant of that. Thank you, Felipe, for letting me know that it wasn't loud enough. It depends on people's computers, and yeah, it's I will figure it out though. I do want to go over some of the categories before we call it a day. If you guys want to join the Zoom call, and if you're still watching and you haven't hit the like button, that's very rude of you. I don't think you guys understand how much work it takes to make these. But if you don't want to hit the like button, at least hit the dislike button so I can get credit for the engagement. Um, the categories for $100 profit are generally cameras, electronics, really high in demand items, collectibles, rare items, special events like wedding related stuff, or even concert tickets, nostalgia, watches, laptops, cell phones, tablets. These are some categories that you can earn $100 or more profit. Um, More capital intensive, more work, more headaches, but more risk, more reward. You want to sell $5 profit items and somebody doesn't want it, just tell them to keep it. If you're going to sell $600 cameras, they need to return it, and you got to figure out what's wrong with it. I know, Jacob. Some people forget. Some people get mad at me for like begging, but it is what it is. It helps other people. It helps other people find the channel. And again, I'm making my channel now as short as possible with information for people I don't know. So that's the best advice I can give to you for starting a YouTube channel. Pretty much no one you know will support you. So just make it for the people you don't know, and then the Google gods will reward you with traffic. So I wish I knew that. I wish I knew that back in the day. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, I'm gonna hop off now. But if you guys want to join the Zoom call, write the number down. It's the same every single week. 611-979-1816. Download zoom.us. I'm gonna join right now. So I'll see you guys in that call. And I'll see you guys next week at the same time if you want to join by for a live. See you guys tomorrow. Take care.